gentlemen, welcome to the first annual 2019 wrap-up. We're gonna be talking about our top favorite everything in Southwest Florida. That's food, that's artists, that's songs, that's albums. We're gonna go through our favorite. We're not making a list. We're just gonna be talking and recapping the year. A lot has happened this year. A lot of dope stuff has come out.
Yes, sir.
And so before we get started, we want to shout out two of our awesome sponsors. First, we have Two Men and a Truck. They know moving is tough, but they make it easy. Whether your move is big or small, they will make it a smooth one. They're the movers who care, and they will prove it with their 96% referral rate and courteous professional movers. For your next move, call Two Men and a Truck at 239-337-3331. What a dope number. That's easy. 3331. But no, shout out to Two Men in the Truck, Brian over there. They're freaking dope. Actually, we're moving in like a couple of months. We got to get out of our place. We're moving, and we're gonna definitely call them. But you know Brian personally, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know one of the owners, but Two Men in the Truck, I mean, dependable company, use them in my profession personally, so definitely check them out.
Because you got a lot of valuable stuff in the house. You know, you want people you can trust moving your stuff. You don't want someone breaking your TV that you bought on Black Friday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go with some amazing movers. So make sure you check out Two Men in the Truck. We're putting the information all on the screen and stuff.
Appreciate y'all.
Stuff is. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, this special we're doing for the season. Second off, if you see this beautiful set, this is pretty dope.
This is great.
I feel like I'm at home. I feel like someone should read some hot chocolate. You know, read some Christmas stories or something. I don't know, bro. This is like but shout out to Plethos Rentals. They're at Gulf Coast Town Center. They're located, but they're doing amazing things in the event, wedding industry. Pretty much this dope couch, we're gonna have at our wedding. I'm getting married in February, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that.
Congrats.
We're getting married in February. We're gonna have this chair, but pretty much we're in a warehouse, a storefront full of amazing rental, like the most vintage, bohemian, hipster-ass wedding stuff you can find. It's amazing. But check them out. They have unique and beautiful pieces to create a memorable atmosphere for any occasion. So make sure you go follow them at Plethos Rentals. That's Plithos Rentals on Instagram. And you can email them at plethosrentals@gmail.com. So hit them up. It's super dope. All right, we got that out of the way.
Yes.
Here we are.
Plug.
So
Shout out.
I wanted to, how do we intro this? So we've been a little quiet as far as Curate goes for a little while.
For sure.
For a couple months, maybe a year.
This is summer, you know.
We took a little break, we've been quiet,
The hurricane.
but we still been watching. We still been seeing what's
for
going
sure.
on. And you know, we're still fans of the culture, but we got, you know, you got stuff with your business going on, I got stuff with business, I'm getting married, all kind of stuff. But the cool thing is kind of when we stopped chilling a little bit, these two dope guys who were sitting on this dope ass couch, started a podcast called the City of Palms Podcast. Yes. So we got these two. Introduce yourselves to the people real quick if they don't know who you are.
What's good? Danny Lombardo, King Lombardo 47 on Instagram, but
King Lombardo.
Does it for the gram, dog. Does it for the gram.
I had to plug it.
For sure.
I one of the co-hosts of City of Palms podcast. Just did it with my brother here.
What episode are you guys on?
41 just dropped today.
41 out now.
Cool. And who we got right here?
And I am Brian Lombardo, his brother. And on the internet, I'm Professor Shred. That's like my art name. Instagram's prof.shred. And I've got links to all my art and podcasts and all that cool stuff.
Yeah. So we got four people here who really just all just fans of the culture of Southwest Florida who appreciate the dope music, food, art, anything that gets released. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap up 2019 by talking about our favorite moments, favorite artists, favorite everything. So without further ado, let's just jump into it.
Let's do it.
Because a lot has happened, and I think a lot of people are probably thinking that we're gonna put people on like a list. Because the last time we did a list,
not this
it was
time,
a little too much.
We're not ranking.
We're not ranking.
Yeah.
We're not putting anyone in order. We're just talking about our favorites. And this is so disclaimer, this is our opinion.
Right.
This is our opinion, okay? So
Take it easy, man.
take it
It's
easy.
gonna be all
But
right,
it don't
you
matter what
know?
we say. It's still gonna come back to us.
Yeah, and if you don't get mentioned,
Exactly.
you may not want too hard.
We're ready for the
Yeah.
smoke. We're ready for the smoke. All right, so let's start off with I think the hardest one I think we had. Should we start off with this hard? Yeah, let's start off with the hardest one, which is
sure.
favorite song of the year, 2019. What was your favorite song? Now, to preface it a little bit, we kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand. We kind of had our list and stuff. So, what's your guys'?
So are we talking about favorite song? Or are we talking about the most impactful song in Southwest Florida?
Let's just say a mix of both. Like,
Well, let me just cut you off there. The most impactful song in Southwest Florida to me was Sling Task Force.
Task Force.
It's Task Force all day, bro. And
Task Force,
it wasn't really 2019, but the
he released it
momentum.
in December. So
Yeah.
it counts.
So I think it
if
counts.
We're the Grammys, he got the cutoff, you know?
For sure. It goes up every single time that it goes live in any of the Southwest Florida shows, anything like that. Task Force to me is undoubtedly probably the most impactful song of Southwest Florida, at least from a hyper local scene to me.
I would agree. I would agree in a way. I would agree in a way as far as touching the ground, people, being able to like get people to catch on to something.
Yeah.
You know, people doing the Task
The
Force
dance,
dance.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that had a cultural impact for sure on like our area.
The plays go up. I mean, he put content around it. The video went up. I'm really kind of upset that he stopped the Sunday.
The Sundays,
you
Savage
know,
Sundays.
Savage
Sundays,
Sundays
yeah.
deal. But other than that, I mean, you
And
wait
still-
for that song
yeah.
to go on, like you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's
It goes up, bro. So still.
Okay, so you got Task Force. What about you guys? What do you got out there?
Probably my favorite would have to be Blossom, if we're talking. Yeah, that's
See, I'm a Nate Traveler stan, so I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna get like comments like, "Of course, Malik, of course."
You can't
Well, of
deny
course,
the
Malik,
music's
like-
good.
I dedicated that song to my girl. Like I said that to her. I was like,
Yeah.
"Babe," she's like, "Isn't this Nate?" I was like, "Yeah." It's
Yeah,
Nate.
yeah. Well,
it's great.
I only love
Yeah,
you.
great
Like,
song.
It's a song about like unconditional love, bro, and he makes it dope. It makes it cool. And who was featured on that song?
AK the Savior, I think. That's his
Yeah,
name?
and it was a great verse.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah.
he seems really happy with it too, which is a good like that's a big point too, is he made that project.
I think it showcases him pretty well too. I think his versatility, singing, sort of like the sing rap. Like Nate has this really cool pocket where he can rap, but it not be like he's trying to be like.
no, for sure.
Yeah,
But he
he's like
snaps,
got
though.
his
He
own
snap-
little like his stuff that he does, his
Yeah.
own style.
I think it's great.
He says things too. Like
Yeah.
I think he gets lyrical with it as well, and he's just kind of flexing.
What do you think Nate's been kind of traveling the world and in Tokyo or something?
Yeah, he was like
Yeah.
in Taiwan.
Kinda
That was
Taiwan.
crazy.
Taiwan.
Those photos
eating
were
organic
ill.
shit, like every like.
I want the Honey Project. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I really don't care where you've been at, Nate. I love you to death, but I want your music, man. Like a big fan of Nate Traveler, man. So hopefully we get an effort in 2020. So
You got so
Definitely.
so you say Blossom and Nate Travel.
Yeah.
What is some?
Dude, it's so hard for me because I was thinking about it numerically, like looking at my listens and which ones I listen to the most. But I
Right.
think if I had to pick a song that was like most impactful to me in the scene, it's outside of hip hop. I know like we got so much hip hop we're gonna talk about, but it's the song "Glass Castle" by Courteous, and that's from their new project they just dropped.
Did they ever drop a crazy video to that?
Yeah, they did. The video was ill. I don't know who edited it, but it was none
That
of them.
video
They
was
had,
wild.
it was cool, yeah,
That was crazy.
and like the whole song is just about like, it's about love and like overcoming obstacles and like it meant a lot to me personally, and I liked following them in their band's progression and then seeing them put out this Neon Royale album and that single Glass Castle. It just really did it for me.
I like it. I will say one of my favorites is One Way TB, Back Home.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been driving on the bridge, coming
Yeah.
home, like, I'm just trying to make it back home. You know,
For sure.
like it's
For sure.
Oh my
For
gosh,
sure.
I think
For sure.
I think he'll come up a couple times.
Was there a song make you cry? Anyone cry to any local song?
Any local?
Is that
songs?
just me?
Hold on. I think I got one. I got a crier. Probably not this year though.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Solace was a
Nate-
crier.
Nate
for me.
Traveler's
Solace
Dude,
is a
I
good one,
cried.
but
I'll say
Look,
it.
bro.
by Nate is
Nate
great.
Traveler has made
I
me
like
cry
that one better
multiple
than
times.
Blossom personally. I've never cried to that song, but his first and second efforts, there's definitely been some criers. Nate
Yeah.
can get you in your bag.
Yeah.
So I'd say for me, it's either, I love Task Force. I'm gonna throw Burner on there with Yano. And,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
Burner's,
for sure.
I
for
think
sure.
you gotta highlight that. I think that's the best Yano we've seen. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
if you got the Migos and Offset does his own project and
Yeah.
Quavo does. I think.
Well, they'll compare him to Amigos because he goes off. He can snap.
Yeah,
He can snap.
I would like to see like a solo Yano project after.
For sure.
Yes.
I was like, I gotta hear.
That's why I
more,
love seeing him
yeah.
on features so much because he like got he's in his own lane. It's so cool.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And as far as like number of plays per month or something like that, because that was released like relatively recently.
Yeah.
I've listened to that song so much.
You run up the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, his verse
Put your
on
phone on mute and leave it streaming while you're sleeping.
his verse on Casey Park's project is really hard too.
Yeah.
Yano.
It was, yeah.
Especially like I really think 2020 if we can get a Yano project too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dropping Couch. The XMBX is dropping Couch. He'll have songs on that.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Shout out them.
I'm gonna throw Roger LaRue, Same Clothes on there. I really,
Same Clothes,
I think it's catchy.
Yeah.
Oh, my dog, we used to wear the same clothes. Like I vibe with that
I think
song.
that's the highlight of the project.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, for sure. That's my favorite.
From the
on
heart.
there.
We're gonna talk probably about his projects later. I like that song, but I also like his Lucy that he dropped afterward. It's a song called Curse.
Curse. Okay.
That one's hard too.
Vibe.
Yeah.
So before we move on from the songs, I mean, I think it's right. We gotta say, I mean, phone numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I think Dom's gonna be the low hanging fruit here. This whole thing. But
Yeah, for sure.
phone numbers is a smash.
It is a
I think we'll
smash.
get to that too when we talk about video.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
sure, yeah.
I mean, if you have Kenny Beats, I think we're gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
talking about him for quite some time. So, yeah.
Before we move on, any other songs that I know we got Busy, Bust a Move.
I was about to say
Yeah.
honorable, and also one that I listen to all the time is No Losses, Trapping in Japan, No Losses. I listen to that song all the time just 'cause it really like gets me hustling.
I think we're gonna talk about No Sorries a couple times this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I would say, okay, so I did say that Task Force was most impactful. My favorite, though, is absolutely Danger Zone by One Way
by
TB.
One Way.
Yeah.
One Way TB's whole first effort, I think, is a flawless project, which we'll talk about some more. But Danger Zone is absolutely probably one of the top, I think, one of the best songs of the year. I think I think if more people heard it, it could excel them to a new place. Like, I really do believe that about that song. That song is absolutely a work of
Do you think
art.
he's gonna stick with doing music though? Is he gonna stick with it?
I really hope.
That's my fear with a lot of times when I really catch on to, like, for example, one of my runner-ups on the songs was Push by Yokohama. And it's like, sometimes, he disappears. He shows up. When he shows up, he shows out. And then he disappears into the shadows. So it's like, I don't know, like.
It's tough in the climate of music because, we're in a really weird space with music. Like, yes, there are the bag, but you need to have such a high level of exposure and fame to get to the certain bag, because I don't think music enough, streaming numbers just don't pay you out like it should. But that's not to say that you can't have a career in it, but you absolutely have to show up, show out year after year. People have to know that the product's gonna be there year after year. Or if you're a hot flash here today, gone tomorrow, your product just isn't gonna stay like any business.
You gotta start downloading music, because you know what sucks about the streaming era is that you just believe people
disappear.
take shit
It's
off.
gone. It's
People
gone,
take
dude.
stuff off. So like Jay has always been smart about like just downloading the music.
Oh,
like,
for
ripping
sure.
it like LimeWire.
You know who
Still
told
have LimeWire,
You know who?
bro.
No, shut up. You know who told me about who made me on my toes about that is Dominic Fike. Dominic Fike is really the most elusive fucking artist on planet Earth, and it's like if you didn't download it right then and there, if you didn't stream it, if you didn't do like the MP3 to SoundCloud to MP3 thing, like you don't have his music.
When he took
Like-
down his project, when he took down his project initially, and 3 Nights was out and shit, like I was like, bro, he took it down. He's like, I got it. I was like, send me it, please.
Right.
I was
Well, I had to trade it like Pokemon cards.
yeah,
Like I had to give somebody's
he gave me a
like
floppy
Sling's
disk
unreleased
with the song
music.
on it.
I got a Sling verse. Here, send me the Dom thing. Like it was like that. Like thankfully I know some of these artists, so like I can hit them anytime I want. They're gonna respond. Thankfully, but if I was just a fan on a bystander, it'd be really tough to be an like a fan of these artists.
Man.
Dude. Like,
So,
for sure,
all right,
man.
cool. I think we hit that. I want to throw in real quick before we move on. Tyler Morrison, the song Eden is like, she's like Billie Eilish reincarnated. We'll talk about
haven't heard of
Anticipated. It's fire, but we'll talk about it. But I wanted to highlight that song before we move on. All right. So next category we're gonna move on to is our favorite project, an EP or mixtape or playlist, whatever they're calling nowadays, a body of work. This is where artists highlights their versatility, their wide range of skills in the area of making music, a body of work, cohesive project. So, how we feel about that?
I'll let y'all start.
All right, so this like was just released, but it's already like I think my top of the year is Casey Park's "Till It Break," because I was telling you off the air that the kava culture with him was kind of like my introduction to the scene and stuff like that. And I knew, like, seeing Casey Parks, he didn't have a lot on major platforms. He had some like SoundCloud stuff here and there and some features here and there with Lutz. But like once "Till It Breaks" dropped, like that was like his official, like, this is my stuff. And he featured Yano, who is also one of my favorites from around here. And the whole show, like the show of releasing it and everything was just awesome to like be with all the Backhouse guys and everything. And
I think we could talk about that later as far as the event goes.
Yeah, for sure.
But that project was great, for sure. I think, again, he highlighted Yano out there. I think he highlighted his own skill, his own versatility. I mean, he's rapping ass.
And everyone, a lot of people know how good he is at freestyling, but he's got bars, dude. If you really like look into his lyrics and stuff like that, the man can write.
Yeah, we didn't mention it, but one of the songs that stands out, you were talking about in Father. The Father joint is hard. And the song where he, you know, the main song, "Till I Break," his verse with Yano. I think he went bar for bar with Yano as well, you know. Did really good on that project. I like that.
Who won? Who got it? So if we're talking like Eminem, Jay-Z,
man, that's tough.
If we're talking like who won on what? I'm drawing a blank. I've had a couple drinks here. Eminem and Jay.
Renegade.
Renegade.
Who got Renegade?
So Yano or Casey, who got the top? You got scared.
My God.
I want the smoke or no?
I'm gonna
say Yano got him.
I'm gonna say Yano.
Yeah, I think I have to say Yano. I think I do have to say
Here's the
Yano.
beautiful
Sorry,
thing.
Casey.
As Casey watches this, he's rooting for Yano. He roots for other people. He just wants, so either way.
But I don't think it was that far.
No, it wasn't
because I'm almost wanting to say Casey. Honestly,
well, the reason why I say Yano is for style points, because you know, even when how he introed himself, you know, it's your favorite rapper, and you just finish it favorite rap. You know, like I think Yano is the Diddy of Southwest Florida. I think you've said that before too.
For sure.
Like
For sure.
he knows how to implant these like sayings and mantras in your head, and you're like, you just buy into the brand of who.
Well, when
into that V,
and you finish it.
You finish it. They've created a great branding, and he does an excellent job of becoming like the show, like an MC, like the group's MC, like the voice box, and very captivating, very exciting.
Okay. Project-wise, what else you got?
I've got to say, we've already talked about it a little bit, but it was the project One Way put out, the Even Angels Fall. It's taken down from streaming services now, but like
I got that.
What I want to know.
For sure.
I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened, bro. One Way. What happened?
That was such a good
Labachi,
project.
what happened? I kind of know what happened, but
I definitely know what happened. But
for the sake of content, put it in the comments.
I totally agree. Like that's my favorite project of the year for sure.
I'm pissed.
Like I said before, like him and Marlavachi, they knocked it out.
That project's down from Spotify?
Absolutely, yeah.
No
It's off streaming services currently.
No way.
But yeah, Danger Zone. I mean, Back Home. I wish I don't have the track listing right in front of me, but like front to back, it's constantly
What's
repeatable.
the one where he talks about Publix? I'm a Florida boy.
Oh, but that one's off. That one was a Lucy. That one is.
He's sitting on the
it's Florida N-word. I don't know if you're supposed to say cuss word.
I don't know.
But yeah, anyway, so. But no, I mean, fantastic project. It's a complete vibe. Like 20 minutes, so it's like, you know, you get from destination to destination. You pick it back up. And you play Back Home right before you get, right before you pull up to the driveway.
If you pull it too early, you let that shit ride.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll say my highlight, my project. This is kind of, I guess, is mildly biased, but I did love Andre the Saint's project.
For sure.
It's dark inside and outside, or is it dark outside and inside?
It's dark
It's dark outside and inside
then
too?
Inside, I think.
Yeah, it's dark outside and inside too. Amazing. I think the rollout was great. I think the album cover was amazing. We actually interviewed him right as he dropped, but he had the Bill Suave feature.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just think it was a short, sweet, and I think it's what we expect from Andre. You know, the elusive Andre himself, but giving you like four good songs. Different ranges of stuff, you know, and I just think it was a good project. I still go back to it.
Yeah, The Saints Row is like one of my favorite songs of the year, which I didn't get a chance to say because I was hyping up Task Force. Shout out Sling. Sling's part of that project as well, and that project in particular, the last song, I remember Andre me and Andre go back way. He's like one of my, he's my best friend. So he played the last track for me, and it has, it talks about the old pay up days. I literally cried the first time I heard that song. That song is very.
I think it was a song that a lot of people that have followed you guys, like Pay Up, have been waiting for. Of like, where y'all at with that? How do you feel about the split? And I think it was Andre giving us like a.
It was like a very thin layer of icing.
Well, yeah.
A very thin layer, but I think still very impactful. I think it was relatable to a lot of people. And Bill Swab absolutely kills the feature on it. So great project altogether, for sure.
So is that, what's your project?
My favorite project is One Way TBs, but I want to highlight No Sorries. The Ace of Fades crew, they got together they would have done what we all would have done for a project in the local area. They had Trap and Jab, they had Sling, they put One Way on it. One Way's feature, just the two of us, his remix starts it out.
Yeah.
C Stun is on there, which we didn't get a chance to talk about yet.
We're gonna talk about him in the producer level, but amazing cohesion, pulling people together, artists together for an amazing project.
So No Sorries was fantastic. Also probably could shout out. I'm trying to think of who else. King Rock had a project that I thought was cool.
Ooh, the introvert one?
The introvert. I was in and out of it, I'll be honest.
Self-produced, right?
Yeah, it was self-produced, so I got to give him that. It was his first effort on that front.
Expressions of an Introvert.
That's what exactly.
Billy Goat is my favorite song on there.
Yeah, that one's the one where he snaps off.
Billy Goat. He did that shit. I think, did he do that? I played it at the back house, show, or no, Till It Breaks show, sorry.
Yeah.
But I played it, he was like, yo. And then he actually performed.
Yeah.
I
didn't even know he was there. He was Burna. He
Burna,
was featured on Burna. I didn't know he was there.
Bro.
Like, here, get him, King.
Crazy.
Yeah, right.
And of course Roger LaRue's his effort as well, From the Heart, was good. That had the same clothes on it. That's a banger. Same clothes is definitely a hit.
So I think it's appropriate to go right into favorite producer.
Okay.
Favorite producer is all about the people behind the music, a lot of times unseen, but who really create the soundscape and sonics for the artist to really do their thing and allow the artist to shine. And so with the producer category, it's really about the people who've allowed these artists to really shine. So what are y'all feeling for producer? I feel like it's a no-brainer, but what do y'all feel like top producer?
No-brainer.
I'll say first, Marlavachi.
Marlavachi.
Been selfless in the sense that I feel like he's working with people that I'm like, damn, you gonna give him that beat? He's worked with like everybody in the sense of people who are quality. So, God, you can't deny that.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some of your highlights of Lavachi as we talk about him?
Marlavachi, obviously and I hate to be like riding so hard on One Way, but One Way's project, I'm telling you that I feel like it was Billboard ready. Could have had a little bit more of a push, and I felt like it could have went global. Marlavachi's, you name it. He did Task Force, he did Danger Zone, he did all my two favorites. So Marlavachi has like this unique sensibility about him where he brings artists in and it's like you would never know that it was Marlavachi, right? He just kind of intertwines with the artist, does a good like 40 impression, right? Like if the Drake and 40 situation. Okay. He can do that with a lot of artists. He does it well with Sling. He does it well with One Way TB, and I hope he does it with more artists because not very often. Like you can sometimes very much tell that somebody like has this hard beat, but it's not like it may not be part of their brand. Where I feel like Marlavachi like kind of interwovens.
You can tell they're trying to make a Migos beat or trying to make a whatever. Yeah. But like, no, if you're able to stay yourself, keep your identity, at the same time explore and kind of jump into another, I think Saya
does that well too. Like you could tell that him and Nate Traveler, when they created his second effort, Reflections, is that the name of his second project? Mm-hmm. Like their songs together, like You is very like bones, right? Like it's not like a lot of production, but it's the perfect production. I think like Marlavachi, Saya, I think Lemieux, I I think Lemieux and Andre have that chemistry as well as like Lemieux and Ryan and Andre.
It's dark inside and outside, or dark outside inside too? Was that Ryan or was
That's
that?
That's more Ryan, but
That's
that's
more
what.
Ryan.
But I was
You
saying
guys
that
know about
because
Ryan Laser? So he owns Palace Pub, and so he's kind of been a little bit more quiet on the. I think the only reason probably made the producer category this year is because of Andre's project.
For sure.
Because other than that, he's been working. But what do y'all think about producer wise? I mean,
I would say.
How you feeling?
Marlavachi for sure was a good one, and then Kevin Rios though he's like as far as
Kevin
I mean
Rios,
his project. I mean
he can
we
make
could also
those beats.
we could also name him in that project.
The project he made too, was really good.
Feature heavy.
Yeah,
But
for
he's
sure.
almost playing like this DJ Mustard type thing.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm
Like
gonna
he's just gonna touch him.
Yeah, and I appreciate his social media too. Like Kevin Rios' social media page, he shows him having fun with like his machine and stuff like
Right.
that, and like just like him making his beats and just goofing around, and like I enjoy watching that as a consumer of content.
I can't go without giving credit to Cappy though either.
Right.
You know, so I might be a little bit lost on Cappy this year. What has he been touching locally? I mean, obviously.
Not very much locally.
So
honestly.
I mean, obviously, no matter what, I'm like a stand for Cappy. Like no matter what he does, I wonder how much he's been working. Because I know as far as the facility, shout out the facility. I know that it's been like Eddie Rock and DJ Promo really kind of hold it down. Shout out Abby too, but holding it down at the facility. But I wonder how much he's working with locals artists still. You know, I wonder if he still is.
Who knows?
I mean, when you have J Balvin as a client, I mean, you're really gonna like.
what kind of
come on.
expectation do we have? So,
I think he's been working with Alex, honestly,
Really?
Dom's little brother.
Actually, no, I know DJ Promo. I put him on my list. I know he's been more engineering, but I know he's been working with Alex a lot.
Really?
But let's move on because I want to get to some other categories. But let's go. Let's do it. Favorite podcast. I mean, you guys are a little biased. 'Cause we got a podcast. We had a podcast, but
we got a
can still be
podcast.
in.
We got a podcast, I think.
I'll start this one off. I will say that I thoroughly enjoy the City of Palms podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out City of Palms. You know
I appreciate it.
For
thank
sure. They're killing it.
Spotify told me when they did my year-end wrap-up thing that Joe Budden podcast was #1 podcast. And then after that, significantly lower, but still second, was the City of Palms podcast.
Yeah.
You guys are on
Well
episode
deserved.
41 or some shit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bro, you guys have did Slight, you've done a lot of dope. You just did Yano.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of dope people on there, and you guys have
sure.
been consistent.
And we're not slowing down.
Yeah, it's fine. They
2020.
turned it
Slowing
up. They
down.
turned it up.
When did you guys start? If I
March
may
of
ask?
last year, March of 2019.
2019. And you guys
With
are
Nate
40.
Traveler. Nate Traveler was episode #1.
No shit.
Yeah.
41.
number
So
one.
how often? What's the frequency
Once
of
a
this?
week.
Once a week.
Once a week, yep.
Okay.
And we'll try to get caught up. We record as many as we can, obviously, but definitely once a week.
Yeah.
There's been 41 weeks since March. I can't believe it. Like
Yeah.
that's
Well,
that's
it's
an amazing
52
amount of
it's
content,
52
man.
weeks of the
Congrats.
year.
Yeah, you guys work
Yeah.
hard.
So you guys have covered most of it.
That's
So
awesome.
what other media content are you guys consuming that you guys feel like should be highlighted for 2019?
I do like what 94.5 The City is doing over there.
94.9 and 94.5. I
Or
forget.
is it 96.9 The
It's
City?
the City Boy. The City has
Something.
so
Yeah,
they
the
have
City Boys. Yeah.
The City Boys, which is
Pizzo.
Bugsy and Pizzo.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're both doing. I'm pretty sure it's just him now.
Yeah, it seems like it
But-
seems like it's spread off into.
But I think they
different-
were covering demographic and side of the culture that really wasn't being highlighted by the radio or us or you guys or but it's like the street shit, to be honest.
Yeah. Right.
It's like really
Right.
covering the street shit. So definitely.
Yeah. Also, shout out. It's not really a podcast. I could consider it a podcast because you could listen to it. But Talking Tough with
Angela
Angela
Page.
Page, yeah.
O'Brien.
Dude, they did a really good one. And shout out Stone and Frank. Shout out them because I remember Frank Sizzle kind of had this like social media blow up with
Yep.
talk.
Yeah.
It was this whole. But Angela and I forgot who's the video. Spencer, is it?
Spencer. Yeah.
Spencer, they
Duke
did a
Stamina. Shout out him too. I'll talk
shout
about
out.
him later.
They did a good job at like getting that content on camera and like talking it out. And like I think that was what I think we're gonna talk about top moments in 2019. I think that was one of the top.
That's
moments.
definitely one
I
of the
didn't even
top.
think about that.
I didn't
it
think
was
about that either, but it was a
That
moment.
was an
That was a
interesting
top
moment.
where it
For
was like
sure.
you just said something about transgenders and now we gotta figure that out. But I think not that I'm trying to be spicy or like chatty patty, but like I think it was a good way to actually see someone, because at the end of the episode, like he was like, you know what? Yeah, like this is how I grew up. This is how I was thinking, and I thought it was cool that they kept Angela Page, and then were able to capture that on camera.
Yeah, they were like peeling back the onion,
Yeah.
you know, and like getting to the
Why
crux
do you think
of
that? Why are you, you know, and shout out to Frank for actually
being
publicly
vulnerable.
Yeah.
acknowledging that bias, and we all have bias, so it was cool.
Yeah, and it's important to talk about it.
I would say Keep It Taylor podcast was dope. EX3, I'll shout out EX3 podcast for, they kind of created a whole podcast network studio.
Yeah.
I think it's called Social Media House. But they kind of created a podcast studio. But they've been rocking. They've been talking about the culture. They talk about wild shit too. Like,
And the F'd up.
F'd up. Shout out. Manny
Knox and Wix.
Wix.
Yeah, man.
Wild content. They talk about eating ass probably every other episode.
Yeah. They got sexual fetishes. God bless them. You know?
No F's given.
No F's given. Sorry.
You know, I'm gonna shout out 2 other podcasts. I'm gonna shout out Toast to the Goodfellas. It was a great podcast. They had like a Shay interview. They had a Cool Kid Cannon interview that was good.
Yeah.
They interviewed Marcos from Gulf Coast Leisure. So dope interview. And then also Danny Joseph, which he's been quiet the second part of the year.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
he has a lot of dope, good content online.
Absolutely.
Like, he does the
Absolutely.
What is it? He does this thing where he's dressed up in a suit and he walks out and he makes a joke. I don't know what it is. But he has really great content that I really love. So, any other thing on the content?
Yeah, the Heat Check podcast
Heat
and
Check
the
podcast,
and the Curate Southwest Florida podcast.
Did we Curate? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
we
Like,
pop up
oh,
whenever
come
we
on, bro.
choose,
Like,
but-
don't. Season 3 of the Curate podcast is fantastic.
We had a great sling interview.
You had a great sling interview. You had you brought Raphael on from the Food Group. Who else did you have on? I don't think it dropped, but I think you had Saying on there, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Saying
I mean, the Curate podcast.
Speaking of Saying
I was
season,
just about to say the Saying sessions.
let's go to. Oh, he just started the Saying
Yeah,
session.
that's like a
there's
podcast.
pretty cool
Literally
thing.
just
Yeah.
as I literally today I was like, oh, he's doing a little interview.
Yeah, I've been getting
Yo,
into him. Yeah.
Victor is like.
Yeah, Victor
I
snapping.
love this man.
Me
He's
too.
the man.
Yeah,
This
man.
is the hero. So let's talk about
sure.
that. Let's talk about the next category is events, our favorite events of 2019 in Southwest Florida. These are people who are able to take a bunch of artists, a bunch of ideas, put it in one night, gather people in a room, and create a vibe, create an atmosphere, an environment. And so who do we? I mean, there's so many.
Saying season.
We're gonna have to run through this, but let's start off with Saying season.
For sure.
'Cause that's probably the longest running, most consistent, highly attended, high energy event you're gonna get all year.
For sure.
He puts together. I mean, we could go through which the Saying season.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like where I'm getting the idea that Task Force set it off, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like the middle of it. I mean, Trap and Jap came out of there. One Way had one. They did, I think it was either first or second one, and I'm messing up the numbers, but they had the first or second one at the Ace of Fades barbershop.
Yeah, with Andre.
Fantastic.
Sling.
Yeah, he just like what I love about Saying is that he puts on a good product. You know,
Yeah.
he cares. A lot of people just slop things together in the area, and you know, it's on time. It's ran well.
The thing about him is that everyone loves him.
Yes,
So he's
that's
the DJ
another-
Khaled of our era, right?
Correct.
So he could put 2 people that are beefing on a song or on a stage. It don't matter. It's like I'm doing this for
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I mean, he did one at is it Maria's?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a damn near an all-day festival of like people just nonstop. I mean, XVX, Kobe Can. I mean, it was just not people back. It was like 18 people back to back, and I obviously came for like an hour of it, but still.
Shit.
I think he has it really.
And he's such a fan too. Like I love seeing. He's always the one that's at the front row. Fucking
Yeah.
not
getting it.
ashamed to like rep and be like, I support you. Brings his art.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about him in the art section. I think the visual art section as well.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
what other events did you guys mess with this year?
We mentioned it already, but of course the Till It Breaks thing. That's
Yeah.
you were there
Breaks was a
killing
great
it.
one.
And, yeah. that
Yeah,
was awesome.
for sure.
I think Deadlink has put on a couple
Deadlink.
great.
All right,
couple
shout
great
out
shows.
Deadlink now.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah.
Amazing. a couple amazing shows this year.
Absolutely.
I think they do a good job. I think Quest specifically does
Yeah.
a good job at curating shows, and I think he has a good pulse on like what's happening.
Yeah.
So I think he
Well,
can
not
show
only that, but also in Florida, period. Like he brings out people from Tampa and Orlando and Miami. He knows what's bubbling even in other cities. I think he has the foresight.
He has a lot of foresight.
Yeah,
I think he's working on something right now with really bringing some bigger artists in.
Yeah.
As far pairing them up with some lesser known artists locally, and I think he has a good plan with that. I've been watching, so shout out Quest on that and Dead Link and the whole crew.
He's been exciting to watch, and hopefully he just keeps on putting on shows. He's not. He doesn't seem like he's shy about it.
They just did a show in Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they did a show in Oakland.
It's not surprising, because he understands that as much as we rep and hype the local scene, like it's about getting exposure. So you should be doing those collaborations with people out of town. You should be working on your art and trying to, because you get repped, and I know this from experience, like when you go out of town, you get more love from being out of town, right? So he knows that about himself. So if you can bring people here and kind of do the mix and match thing, like, hey, come back to my city, I'll get you some love.
Yeah.
And that you bring me over to your city, that's how you're going to continue your network and be able to grow as an artist, for sure.
True.
Yeah.
And I also got to shout out the Love Your Rebellion events, like Babe Fest, Rock for Equality.
Rock for
and Zine
Equality. Dude.
She let us, Angela Page, shout out to her because she let us set up skate ramps. I couldn't skate because I busted my knee, but like all the boys set up the skate ramps, and it was not only was there artists and there's musicians and like zines and like all this cool community building things going on, but also she let us all skate in the parking lot, and it was so awesome.
Angela Page, we're gonna talk about Small Business Hustler, but she is
100%.
in that list. Works harder than anybody I know. And whenever I feel tired, I look at her and I'm like, she's good. Like, she's good, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. But there's a lot of events, so I want to run through them real quick. Trap Caviar,
for sure.
amazing, like, hallmark event in Southwest Florida, Cape Coral. If you've never been, nice guys. It's really Andre the Saint. It's sort of like alter ego of DJ. You know?
For sure.
And Andre has actually been someone I've always looked to like know, like musically, like
what's
he's
hot.
Probably on it 9 months before.
For sure.
And then he'll be like, I told you.
Yeah, for sure.
So whenever someone like that's throwing an event, you're like, all right, music taste is...
It's one of a kind in the area. There's not a lot of that music being played. I wish people would book more DJs in that style. It would help the culture. It would help like progress hip hop along in the community. But it's here, it's starting, and you have to start somewhere. So shout out to Trap Caviar.
I'm gonna say Dirty Spritzer.
Yes.
Dirty Spritzer
Crazy.
is fire. Yeah.
That was my introduction to like I think like the Della Rose, Bill Suave, Bill Rose.
Which we haven't talked a lot, but that's Billy
yeah.
Rose. But
Billy
that's
Rose,
fire.
Billy
That's
Rose,
what it's called
Billy
now.
Rose,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's fire. Yes.
But that was dope. I got introduced to that at that. What's another Dirty Spritzer that happened?
The Lutz and King Rock.
Lutz and King
There it is.
Rock.
I mean, I think we'll talk about the venue in itself in a second, but
Excellent event. Excellent event.
I think it's a good
It's been putting on
monthly, whatever, however they do it, bi-monthly event to happen in the culture, for sure. And then I think just one that has been the longest running one that I think a lot of artists have come out of and have got out the kinks of their sort of like stage presence is like Gulf Coast Leisure.
Gulf Coast Leisure. Yeah.
I mean, it's the most consistent open mic night / event, music event. Has been that they just keep rocking, and shout out to Brian and Marcos and all them because they keep
absolute
going.
Staple. Everybody started on that stage. I mean,
it's an important place
Yeah.
to have a place where you can get that shit out.
Yeah,
you know?
poetry. You don't even have to
Experiment.
you don't even have to have the music behind you. You could be out there just shooting your poetry. It's important for the culture. I'm glad that it's a staple, and shout out those guys. Those guys are awesome, man, for sure.
I want to shout out before we leave, before we get out of here with this, the GOAT United's roundtables. I went to a couple of those. They talked. One of them, the one I went to was about mental health and artists and artistry and how to sort of keep your mental health sane while making your art. And I think that was a dope thing they did.
I went to the early adaptation of that, and Marcelo has a great idea. He seems like he's executing some of the podcast stuff, and I think he's going to do great things in 2020 for sure.
Cool. All right, so the next one is our favorite venue of 2019. The venue has the ability to really create the atmosphere, and really I think they play a part in allowing the opportunity. I think we've seen a lot of the battle it takes to allow an organization or a business to let these, urban culture, black, brown, culture into their business and allow it to happen. So this is really just about the venues that holds the culture down and allows it to happen. And so, what do y'all think about favorite venues?
I think the Cape Coral scene, like that whole area, Nice Guys and Palace is right across the street. That whole strip, exactly. I think they're killing it. Like the last show we went to at Palace, it was the last Saiyan season, and that it was just crazy. Yeah, Busy Crook was the headliner, and he had all these other.
I wish I would have been at that show. I was DJing.
It was amazing.
That was fire.
It was awesome.
Fire.
Yeah,
that's crazy. One Way, Sling, Busy,
Trap and Jazz.
Mariachi
was out there. We didn't talk about Mariachi.
No, we'll talk about it when we get to video for sure. But Palace is highlight of the year for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And me and Jay, being personal friends with Ryan and Naomi, seeing that come alive, seeing the process, going through city ordinances and zoning and all that bullshit, seeing them where they are now, walking in there and seeing Ryan running around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to figure out.
For sure.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And they have created a dope atmosphere. So
they absolutely have killed it. What can you say about the Palace? The Palace is a dope place. Any one night you could go in there on a Thursday and you would just have a totally different crowd than the Saturday or Sunday. It's such a jack in the box, and it's a great platform, and you can't say enough about what Ryan and Naomi have created. Fantastic venue, and hopefully it just gets bigger, better. The stage gets more robust, and it just becomes a complete staple in Cape Coral, because I think hip hop in Cape Coral, Southwest Florida needs it. So it's cool.
I want to say Millennial. They Amber and Kyle have just allowed the culture to happen. I remember one of our first show there was Nate Traveler, Jory Vague, Yoko, Ainsley. That was the one outside. And by the time Nate Traveler went on, it was 3 years ago. But by the time Nate Traveler went on, the cops came and they were like, let's go inside, and they were all about it. And since then, they've been about the culture. They've let artists come in, they let them do what they want, nonprofits, they raise money. I think Millennial is a gem of our city.
They are the epitome of I don't give a fuck. They're willing to go against the city, buck up against anybody to create things that have never been seen before in Southwest Florida. They sit front row center on and will just put their head against a wall to get whatever hasn't been done in Southwest Florida. And you have to admire that from a business stake, because your life is at stake when you're a small business owner like that, and your last dollar is in this baby that you created, and you're still willing to do cool ass shit. So shout out them, man. They've done awesome stuff.
And then another gem, I wanted to just shout out Ollie's real quick on that strip. Ollie's just opened up.
I haven't been to, but they look
it's
awesome.
Small, but they already have a cool Sunday comedy open mic. They already have thrown a bunch of really cool shows there in Cape. And then, but the main one I want to shout out is How. Because I know we've talked, there's the hip hop, there's different clicks and stuff, and different venues do different types of stuff. But I think How I didn't say this during events, but they do Battle of the Bands every year, which is amazing. They do the Set Life production zine releases every season.
Set Life production.
I'm gonna shout them out as small business hustlers, but they do the zine release parties. They consistently do open mics every Thursday. They do comedy open mics every other week. Awesome. And me as a person, I'm just such a fan of Howl as a art place, to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a hub. It's a hub for sure for culture, especially. I don't know. I feel like rock has a place to live there. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm starting to notice the two because there is there's division between genres and stuff like that, but I've started to notice some there's been some hip hop shows there recently.
I was just about to say that they've also bringing Stone and Ronan.
Yeah.
And,
but Nice Guys has been doing that well too. They're bleeding of genres.
We gotta say Nice Guys.
Palace.
We gotta talk about Nice Guys.
Yeah,
I was
Nice
gonna say
Guys.
them in restaurants.
They're the mother and father of this whole thing.
For sure. I remember when they first opened up the left side of it, and it was completely empty, no bar. And we did a pay-up show there. Like, we did hip-hop shows in there when there was nothing in there, you know? And
Soul Sunday lived there for 4 years straight.
Yeah,
We did a Curate event every Sunday, last Sunday of every month for 4 years, and it was amazing. You know?
They've let everything live there, like pioneers in Southwest Florida.
Yeah.
They showed an older crowd that things can be youthful and still profitable, which is absolutely transcending. It's exciting, and it's creating its sisters like Palace and what was Danger, and now Ollie's, and Rackham's, which has always been around, but has its own grunge scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's fantastic to watch downtown.
Rackham's is another huge shout out.
Rackham's is a great one.
Rackham's.
And we're going to talk about them again when we get to most talked about moments because of the sound on this thing. But
Yep.
let's talk about, I think this is probably going to be the most controversial, important one, but our favorite artist, 2019 of Southwest Florida. Who wants to start this one? He went to the list. He's like, let me go look at the list.
Yeah, I got to
Oh my God.
for a second. If
Look,
I gotta
man,
narrow it down.
let's just get it out of the way. Ultimately, undeniably, Dominic Fike is the artist of the year of Southwest Florida. It's just
For sure.
if you're gonna be mad, that's your fault. It's just undeniably. Look at the facts.
Sorry.
I mean, it just is what it is. He has been able to prove the fact that he is a pure talented. Pure talent. He can play instruments, can sing, can rap, can rock a stage, can hold down social media, can keep that allure. I mean, every intangible thing you can ask of an artist, he has.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been able to really shine this year, whether it's playing at Flognog, whether it's, doing
The live YouTube performances.
Did he officially get signed this year, or was it last year?
It's officially this year.
It was officially this year, right?
I don't know.
I think it was
But I think that's just like, let's get that out of the way. Dominic Fike has fucking murked this year.
For sure. Down to Saturday Night Live. Damn it, his main song is with Kenny Beats. Like, who couldn't be more white hot fire in all of hip hop, really, right? So, Phone Numbers is exciting.
And he's in the video, and he went to the Jimmy Fallon, like,
for sure.
He was in the, it's like
for sure.
It's undeniable.
Everything that we talked about with Dominic Fike has totally exceeded my expectations completely, and just it's so exciting to watch. It's so hard not to be a fan. What do you guys have to say about it? What else can you say about Dominic Fike?
What other artists do we really vibe with?
I think Busy did a great job this year.
Yeah,
I think Busy, his freestyles were captivating. His videos were done well this year.
There's a dope strategy to that. What he does. I think he's held on to an old school way of doing things, but I think translates really well into now. Like rapping over shit, putting out a freestyle video. I feel like that's a little bit of an old school thing, but I think he's been able to make it fresh. I just think that there's a really cool way he's
without
doing
having a project out, which I'm not a huge fan of his last effort. He's been able to, we're talking about him, so he's done quite a bit. Seems like he flaunts his money quite a bit. So that's a marketing strategy.
Did he have money on the floor the other day where he like?
He has whatever, but it's viral content. But aside from that, like, the music is really good. I think the freestyles. I think what was the one? The Joyner Lucas. He has Sling. He has Pablo in the background.
Vest and shit.
Come on.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
They were in like the woods.
Yeah.
That was great.
I think Bust a Move is one of his better songs of like pretty much all time. So Busy did good this year. So he's one of
even earlier this year, we'll talk about that in moments. But he even jumped in the Takeout Alano challenge thing we did where you remember that?
That was at the beginning of this year.
Bro,
so that's a moment. Oh, so
We'll talk about that. I don't know if he already even up to that, but
yeah.
We'll talk about that. But Busy was able to make waves and stay relevant. I believe so. And Busy crew.
Yeah, Mr. Crook is up there.
I'd have to give mine to Slight. I'd have to definitely throw it.
Yeah?
Slight? Okay.
He's lyrically.
Has he even released? I'm gonna give.
No, yes, he has.
I'm
yeah.
giving Slight shit this year. What
Yeah,
did he release this year?
Big Boss.
Big Boss.
Big Boss.
Big Boss, he snapped on.
So we gonna give Slight that for one song out of the whole
All right,
year?
that's a good solid point.
I'm just saying Slight is my favorite artist because everything he touches is just
pretty crazy.
is gold for me. Like everything I've heard, everything he says on a track, I'm like.
And I was gonna say him too. First of all, I wanted to shout out a couple of people as like just my personal favorites that I've listened to this year. Nate Traveler, always one of my favorites from the 239.
Y'all from Naples for sure.
Duke Stamina. I don't know if a lot of people have heard, like in this scene, have heard of Duke Stamina, but look him up because he's a great visual artist. He's a great rapper. He's gonna be releasing stuff that I'm sure all y'all will see very soon in 2020.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say Slight because not like as far as things he's released this year that I'm hyped on, but like this year he has been one of my favorite artists of this area. Like just going through his discography because he's been doing it for years. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you kind of.
And like that's with Dominic Fike too. Like although I love the Don't Forget About Me demos EP that he did, I listened more of Dominic Fike on his features on Slight's
Old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see why that would happen because it seemed like, because we, before we were doing research and stuff like that, it seems like he re-released his stuff because like Book of Water, Book of Earth, I believe it is, both of those had 2009 timestamps on them on the Apple platform. So maybe you were reintroduced to them. But I know Slade is fantastic, but like he just hasn't put a lot of content out. I know that he hasn't
put a lot
back.
out, which is why I'm gonna be devil's advocate and be like, stop. But as far as this year goes, this is a hard one for me, man, because I'm a Nate Traveler stan for sure. So I'll be like, I think he killed it a little bit, but I'm gonna say Muchachos. They put out a project towards the end of 2018, but it carried on in 2019. So they have a song called Runaway. I mean, they have a bunch of songs that they put out. The videos to it are dope, which we'll talk about videos.
Love that
I mean,
video.
it's just they're not hip hop. It's straight like straight indie, like almost like Phoenix / Fleetwood Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dope vibe. I think they created a really good soundscape for their sound and introducing themselves to the world. But I'm gonna go. I think Dom had it, but at the end of the day, I think one of my most anticipated artists I love seeing live, listening to his music, is Wonder Why.
Oh yeah.
It's just everything he touched. He's a pure musician. I think he gets the art of music. I think when he finally fucking drops this shit.
Yeah,
whatever project.
We're so sporadic, but
My
like,
God.
But like one of my favorite songs is "Stay With Me." Like, don't you? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that ballad is fantastic.
I feel like he creates music for the soundtracks of movies, bro. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like Wonder is great. So.
Straight Up is great.
Straight up,
Wonder Why I can't wait for him to drop a project because you know that he has something super classic sitting in the vault. He's super talented.
I'd have to mention too, though, if we're talking as far as an artist who grabbed my attention this year with what he's dropped, Just Low.
Just Low. That's how you put that. Yeah. I checked him out. I was like, yo, for sure.
Is he fire? Where's he from? I haven't heard him.
Why
he's from Cape Coral, and he came out with his EP this year. It's called If You Didn't Know, and it's like a 6-song EP. He's released a lot of singles this year too that are all just really fire, like Roll Another One, Split, New Pajamas. They're all like fire, but his EP is something that I've been on repeat. I wanted to name it for the projects, but I think the One Way thing took it overall.
Yeah,
but
it took
He's got good Instagram content too, right? Doesn't he have good Instagram content?
Yeah, he's popping on Instagram for sure, making the trailers or TikToks, whatever.
For the TikToks, bro. I just downloaded TikTok today. Like, I'm old, bro. I'm like,
I got that 2 weeks ago. I haven't done one. I'm
Yeah.
like still trying to figure out the
Did we do? I feel like we can't move on from the artist section without mentioning. I feel like Baby Jake.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like whether it's a 239 song,
Cigarettes
or
on
Cigarettes
Patio.
on Patio, like low key, I was like, man, I really appreciate that he did that. Like,
I mean, he got Scooter Braun behind him though.
yeah,
That's gonna
shout out
help.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, for sure. And Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Like any multi-million-dollar artist you could think of.
No, I would put Baby Jake on there. I really
I like
enjoy
Cigarettes
what
on
he did.
Patios. The video for 239 is really,
was great.
really hard, which
Yeah.
we'll talk about favorite videos. So yeah, so I mean, just more content needed.
Cool.
I think it only has really 2 songs. But I mean, if we talk about favorite artists, really quick, One Way TB. Like again, like
One Way is gonna be
absolutely, like
Yeah.
One Way
And
TB.
Yano.
I already
Yeah?
said everything.
We
I
already
needed
talked
to
about
say.
Yano.
Yana, you can
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah, Yano killed it
All
too.
right, so let's go from artist to new favorite artist, and we could spend a little time on that. But it's just about the person that is coming up and locally, kind of like making waves, but showing the kind of the local scene, like who they are, whether it's popping up at shows or putting out a song, or their first song. Who is a new artist that you feel like you've been impressed by?
Jay Saint. Have y'all heard of Jay Saint?
No.
Jay Saint.
Jay Saint.
No.
No, bro.
He's been doing it for a while. He's been making music for a little bit, but he's not like been putting things out until recently this year. And I'm very into lyrical rap. I'm
Yeah.
really into like the written aspect of hip hop music. And he's someone who he's got a couple of tracks on YouTube that he's dropping. I think he's dropping a music video very soon for one of his tracks. But I saw him perform. We had him on the podcast. I saw him perform at Howl, and he's someone who I think is a very skilled artist in the hip hop genre. And I think that like with some time, he's gonna really release some cool stuff, and I can't wait to see it. And plus his aesthetic, I'm really into. Like he's all tatted.
The visual,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna credit you guys for this. I'm gonna credit Pizzo and Bugsy for the C Stunna new artist because it seemed like he came out of fucking nowhere. But he has like 14K on one video. I mean, there's buzz. He had a song with 5150 Sosa. Is it 5051 or 5150?
5150.
5150 Sosa. I mean, like.
Yeah,
It
thanks.
seems like 239, the streets is riding for him, and his videos are dope. I like his persona. I like his aesthetic. I like everything that C Sun is doing. And to me, I mean, he's definitely new to me, for sure. But he's definitely new to the scene. He kind of came out of nowhere. I really like. I like what he's doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
C Sun is gonna be.
I like C Stunna.
C Sun is my runner-up. The first person I feel like I've anticipated the most is Tyler Morrison. This girl,
Okay.
she got a voice. She could sing. She performed that Till It Breaks. I don't know if you got there in time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was there.
Beautiful voice. I think she's gonna be like, it's like some pop shit, like for sure.
I don't know if you could call them new, but the new collaboration between Della Rose and Billy Rose, is completely different than either one of their musics. So if we're gonna put, I guess they're a new artist.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating whatever they put out.
And we gotta throw in Mario, the pianist, in there.
That's
The
correct,
piano
yeah.
man. Shout out Mario, the pianist, killing it.
For sure.
But yeah, I would say I think that's a good. I think we got some upcoming.
Been
Yeah.
trapping in Japan?
So he's new?
Yeah, I think he released his
music is
first
It
song
doesn't
this
feel
year.
like it when he's on stage, bro.
Yeah,
That kid
because-
is a star,
Yeah,
bro. That kid
No
is a
Stories
star.
was his breakout. I think that was his first release of anything, right?
I think so, yeah.
Probably, yep. Wasabi
I think
and
on
all that.
the podcast he actually talked about coming up with his name whistling in Ace of Fades, or maybe it was in his tattoo shop or something, but coming up with his name. I think it was this year.
Yeah, that kid is a star. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you see him on stage, that kid has no fear. Like, he was born to do this. You would thought he was doing this for 10 years. Like,
He's got that
absolutely,
like atmosphere about him, that like aura of like
absolutely looks like a rapper. He walks through like,
nicest dude too. He's so nice.
really never had a
So
conversation.
let's move on to the next one because I
Yeah.
want to definitely get to this. Favorite video of the year, and this is really someone that's able to create the visual, like paint canvas of their song, taking that song that everyone loves and creating a visual that matches. I know that's hard to go from the audio to the video, but when someone's able to do that really well and merge those two, it's a beautiful thing. So what do we think about video of the year? Like, what favorite video of the year?
I'm gonna say Ronan came out with Chakra Boxing.
Yes.
Chakra Boxing was one of my favorite
That was-
videos of the year.
Yeah,
That shout out Stoning because who did was that wherever was that
wherever.
Carlos?
That's wherever life.
Yeah, I think it was.
It's wherever. No,
Oh
it's
my
1,000%
God.
wherever. Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah. Shout
That's
out. That
not
was,
lying.
Yeah.
Shocker.
what did you love about it?
Like you said, the way that it, like the song itself, the way the video reflected the visuals of the song and stuff, like they were connected. It wasn't just a cool shots of him singing or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a whole.
Even though it was really cool shots of him.
No, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
like
But it was
especially
like
the one on the couch.
cinematography, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, that
My
was really
video
good.
of the year I got to give it to Winnebago with R.I.P. Matt.
That was this year?
That was
That
this
was
year.
2018. That was an amazing video.
Now that might
it
be
was
my
so
favorite video.
highly
Now that he says it
That
out
was an
loud. Yeah.
amazing video.
I
And
thought
it
that
was
was
so-
last
that
year.
was a
The
movie.
song was last
That
year.
was, dude. Yeah,
movie.
I loved it.
But they snapped
Yeah,
on
that was
that.
a beautiful video. Shout
Phone
out,
phone numbers.
shout out Matt Black.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in the same vein as, I mean, phone numbers video
Yeah,
was
oh my
cool
goodness.
Had
too.
that like old '90s like little homage to
Yeah.
that, you know, the era and
Yeah.
the fucking pesticide people
Yeah.
coming in the house. I mean,
Yeah.
that was dope. And then they translated that well to Alive with Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
They had the suits on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
love
mean,
how they did that.
I mean,
So
that was
cool.
beautiful.
That probably wasn't my favorite. My favorite though is the 239 video with Baby Jake.
With Baby Jake.
Baby Jake's 239
And that
video
technically was,
is,
yeah.
is hard. Really, really hard. Like
Wait, was that the music video or was that like a live performance?
no, that was the one where he's like it's
In the
like
white
some gang.
studio?
No, the gangster video. You never seen the gangster
Oh, no,
video?
I haven't seen the video.
Oh my god.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Yeah.
I wish I could pause this right now and go watch it.
Yeah. Well, when you cut it in, I'm gonna look like a genius because like it's a
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that-
fantastic
hit the
video.
edit.
It's a great video. Absolutely, it's the video of the year for sure.
So how do I say her name? Is it
Mariaki.
Mariaki? With
Mariaki.
Authentic
Oh my.
Perspective? That grocery scene where she's saying the
Yeah,
shout out
yeah. Shout out her.
Mariaki, 'cause
Shout out her.
that, have you guys seen that video?
The song Bossy Bitch?
Boss bitch. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god, it might be like my favorite.
That's probably one of the best videos.
Great
of the
video,
year.
but that some of the shots, because I know she directed it a little bit.
Oh,
Had
really?
Some creative direction.
Wow.
So I was just like, man, I'm super impressed by this video. It was-
Yeah,
it was
Authentic's a genius, bro, behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's our next category. But I mean, I'm gonna put Chris Catlin Instagram on there with Danny Joseph. That was I just love the scene with the hose and the water spraying. I think the backyard scene was really good. Like I really liked that.
Yeah.
But Authentic Perspective, I think held down the year, man.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah. Any other videos you guys kind of comes to mind for y'all?
Well, we already mentioned Glass Castle. That was one of my
Glass
favorites.
Castle.
The ones with Busy.
The Busy
I think the
freestyles.
ISIS one. What was the other one that he did? Not the other freestyle was Down Bad. The Down Bad freestyle where he's out there with the sign,
Yeah.
like on Hancock Parkway, like it looked like.
Didn't CL Visions do one for C Stunner?
Yeah, On My Mind.
On My
That's what I was
Mind.
gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for my personal favorite. I love that whole video. Well, yeah.
Some of those transitions.
They're
was
in the
dope.
construction site in the woods. Yeah, it was sick.
Let's talk about favorite videographers real quick. Who
sure.
are some of your favorite? Obviously, Authentic Perspective.
we
I can
just
almost
went through
kind of
them.
give him like you won the year, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you
for
killed it.
sure.
Yeah.
Like,
That was the
CL
top name.
Vision, Will Films.
Will Films.
I mean,
Jake
there's a short
007.
list.
Danny Joseph,
You
Carlos
said-
from Wherever Life.
Jake 007.
J007, yeah. I say Manny P.
Manny P, yeah,
Kills
that's
some
good, yeah.
shit. Royal Hustle Visuals.
Royal Hustle
Kills some
Visuals.
dope
Yes.
events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They capture some dope events.
They really
man.
do.
Yeah, Wherever Life too.
Yeah, I would say that. I think they did a good job capturing Sling's run of like,
Yeah.
like doing shows.
Oh, yeah.
I think he did a couple shows in Tampa or something. But Royal Hustle Visuals has done some stuff for us. They killed it, so shout out them.
And a bunch of small businesses
Yeah.
too. They're doing a bunch.
Yeah, let's go to let's talk about most talked about moments locally. This is like just stuff that's happened, whether locally or nationally, that kind of like affects us as Southwest Florida personally. And I'll just start it off with let's just say the Dom blows up. I mean, I think that we kind of talked about that a little bit, but I think that was a big deal for us. you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys went to
Yeah.
his show. Both the shows in Miami. And
No.
there was one in Tampa, and then there were Miami, Tampa, and then there was one here, Naples. They're like Offside Comedy Club. I just think his progression, seeing that, was amazing this year.
Yeah, and it's fueled so many other people
Yeah.
to realize that like he's one of us. We can get to where he is. Let's grind. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
For sure.
Do you feel like that's a real thing? Do
No.
you feel like if one guy like Dom makes it, then the rest of us get
No.
to go?
Well, no.
I don't feel like
I don't think that's actually. I actually think that's a false statement. I kind of feel like people were there, and then when he did blow up, I
People
kind of
chilled.
kind of chilled.
people almost got like
like they became.
conscious.
I feel like they stood, like kind of stepped back and were watching. Like it's almost like you're on the field with Michael Jordan now at this point, so you're just going to watch what he does. Like I don't even know if I should play defense.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of working on your shot, I feel like a lot of it was watching. That might be naive. That might just be, hey, 2020, we were just saving it up for 2019.
Yeah.
Jose, well, let me show you what's up, Jay, in 2020. That could be the case,
That might
right?
be the case.
That might
I feel
exactly.
like XNBIX with Couch is gonna blow people out of the water.
Okay,
Really?
good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And then also the Backhouse guys too. They've all been grinding.
Good.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
okay.
excellent to hear because I'm not behind that scene. But as a consumer, it's like, damn, where are
Yeah.
these people at? Like, I mean, I understand that Dom has a multi-million-dollar machine behind him. But at the same time, like, you guys were dropping frequently before, and it all went silent really quickly in the local area.
What about this sound ordinance thing, man?
That's
I think
the- yeah,
that's
we
one
gotta
of the
talk about it.
biggest
Yeah.
things we got to talk about.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Cape Coral, also known as Cape Coma, used to be, but now we turned this shit up. But there's these two couples. Now these two people who've really like honed in on that 47th Terrace right behind Rusty's. They created a petition for a sound ordinance, and at 11, no live music outside, which is like really coming and cutting in on like a lot of the entertainment, a lot of businesses, people who do anything after 11, which is like mostly everyone under 40. You know?
Yeah,
So
that's when most stuff starts happening.
it's like when
is
stuff starts happening.
11 to 1.
So they were able to pass, I think it was like 6-2, 6-3 or something. I forgot the vote, but they were able to pass it, and now there's a sound ordinance at 11. Anything outside, music outside has to go down. And I think, you know, Angela Page, Eddie Royale from, you know, who used to be at Fly 98.5 and stuff, have been, Skylar, all that stuff, been pushing to really make sure that we kind of overturn this thing. But I think it's a symbolic thing that we need to make sure we hold down.
Yeah, I was actually there. I actually spoke, at city council. Yeah, I mean, really, it's a sign of the times. Like, right, we've kind of had this discussion as curators, as people trying to put on shows. Like, we understand that about the Cape, that, you know, there's an older demographic that are the good old boys. They want to have their music turned off at 11. They want to go to sleep at 11:30. But there is
move somewhere else.
Yeah, but there's a growing economy in downtown Cape
If
Coral.
the music's too loud, you're too old.
That's right. So right now, like Cape Coral in specific is going through a complete overhaul. There's young entrepreneurs that want to turn that downtown into a legit downtown that can, go up against any downtown, whether it be Tampa, Wynwood, downtown Fort Myers, and we're trying to lead the charge. I think, Curate Southwest Florida, and people of the like, people have stakes in this. There is a music community. I mean, Dom came out of this community. There is something to be said about our artistry and our culture having impact in downtown and have thriving businesses around it. So, hey, we're trying to make sure that sound ordinances go along with the times, because there should be that platform for not only artistry, but just people in general. Like,
the general public.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of people that are in their 30s and 40s that want late night entertainment. I mean, not everybody goes to sleep at 11, dude. Like, just simple common sense stuff. So
I think the sound ordinance is a big deal. What about I don't know if y'all were paying attention to it, but there's a Takeout Alano challenge that we were a part of. But pretty much Alano called out a bunch of artists lyrically, and then everyone jumped on. So I mean, Stonin, June, Busy jumped in that shit. I mean, everyone jumped in this like lyrical. It was Yano rapping to 21 Savage's A Lot. And if you go back in our timeline on Instagram, you can see we have all of them posted. But King Rock jumped in. I mean, XMV, everyone jumped in.
we had about 30 freestyles.
Yeah, I mean,
we couldn't even post them. We were getting
overwhelmed for like a good.
Wait,
70.
what was this? I never heard of this.
Takeout Alano challenge. It was like in February or something.
It was really the A Lot challenge. You remember that?
It was a lot.
I got a lot. You got a lot.
I think that was cool. That was a
freestyle.
moment for us, I believe, and for the culture.
Absolutely.
But it was like everyone did a good 16 bar verse to this song.
Yeah.
And
June did a remake,
a
slowed down. Everybody that you could think of got
so
onto
go back
it.
during our timeline, like around
sure.
February, March. April or something.
Beginning of the year, right after the
Beginning of the year. I think that was a
freestyle
dope
came out,
moment. I think that was definitely a talked about moment for sure. So
for sure.
I'm glad we could claim one of those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I think overall, what about even Danger closing down? Switching with Skylar, and I think that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
But you know,
People were excited about that venue.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to eat there. Like, I'm so upset.
so our last category, I think it's one of the most important ones, is the Small Business Hustler of the Year. I feel like these are the people who have a vision and an idea, who make it come alive, and who work every day to make that thing come alive. And so whether it's food, whether it's music, whether it's art, who do you guys think is that person, or are those people? Small Business Hustler of the Year.
Ooh, there's a lot to name.
There's a lot, and we can name them. Let's
Yeah,
name them.
just rapid fire. Just hit them.
I got to give the guys at Green Bites. Everyone over there is
Green
killing it.
Ding.
Giancarlo.
Fire.
For
And
sure.
Fabi Cakes too.
Bobby cakes
right.
all day.
So who's behind Green Bites? I've seen that.
It's a team, but
It's a team.
but I think it's mainly Jean.
Okay.
And his boy
They
Nacho.
have some fire ass like donut things that they have.
so good.
I mean, killer.
You wouldn't even know they're vegan.
Yeah.
You
No,
wouldn't even
their
know.
treats are
I
so
wouldn't even
good.
know. And I don't
So
want to know.
good.
I just want to think that it's normal. All right, and then let's go to. I think Fabi Cakes might be the highlight of the year.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
at
she's
every
been a hustler.
event.
Yeah.
She is killing it.
You seen her kitchen? Have
On
you seen her
video,
bakery?
in video, and I didn't realize.
So cool.
Yeah. She's told me a lot about it. Shout out Fabi. She's works fucking hard. You could be like, hey, I want to do an event. I would like you to make cupcakes that vibe with the same. She'll make, literally, it'll be like your face on the damn cupcake. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
She's done it for our podcast.
I've seen that. I've seen it on the podcast.
Slice
She brought
episode.
City of Palm. I mean, like,
She did it for us
She
too.
did it for us for So Sunday anniversary. She did it for the R. I think she was there for the R&B night, but she's popped up.
Yeah, Sand Seasons.
She reminds me of the same. She has the same hustle as like Victor from Same Seed. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
that
For
same
sure.
like selfless,
Yeah.
like love for Southwest Florida, for the culture.
Yeah.
I really vibe with that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Who else we got? We got
Man, so many people.
I'm gonna say Atomic Kicks.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a Slings manager. He does resale,
Reselling shoes.
reselling shoes. There's also like a comp. Yeah, whatever. I'm
I'm gonna throw out Love Rebellion. I'm gonna throw out Angela
100%.
Page.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never seen
For
anybody
sure.
work as hard as her. She does like multiple events a year, has Hallmark events, and kills it. I think Babe Fest was great. I think what's the other one?
Rock for Equality.
Rock for Equality.
And Zine Fest.
With the number 3
Yeah.
Palace little back and forth that she pulled off.
Yeah.
And their zine. I think her zine, the one at Remedy's Parlor, that cover photo where all the ladies are going down that
Such
table.
a cool photo shoot.
Oh my God. Angela has a way of making things come alive and working hard to get there. So I'm going to give her that.
Yeah, shout out Ace of Fades.
Ace of Fades,
Obviously,
Miguel.
they're still small
Yeah.
business that client base. They're part of the culture. Shout out Ace of Fades.
I'm going to shout out your girl.
Wifey for
Irene's-
lifey.
Wifey for
Irene's
Lifey.
Dream.
She's back there chilling. She just went Christmas shopping. But we're going to shout out Irene's Dreams because if you go anywhere, she's popping up there with some juices.
For sure.
And then, I don't know when y'all are fully launching, when she's fully launching the food part of it, but her beet burger, the lasagna, like
yeah.
the curry shit, like everything she touches is gold, bro.
For sure,
So
for sure.
like whenever that's happening,
Yeah.
like shout out Irene's Dreams.
For sure.
I'm gonna shout out Narrative Coffee with Caleb.
Narrative Coffee
'cause
for
their coffee
sure.
is fire.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. And
Crazy.
they have a spot opening up in Naples in the
Yeah.
Mercado. The signs are up.
They had a
It's
bell
thing.
tower thing going for a little bit.
I think that one just expired.
Yep.
But Mercado for sure will be a 2020 situation as well. And shout out you obviously small business owner. The Curate Southwest Florida has its own division now where it's Curate Entertainment, full DJ services for your weddings. So of course, come on, bro. Yeah,
the reason
multiple DJs. You need your event turned up. That's what we do over here at Curate Southwest Florida for sure.
It's been a fun time. I'm gonna say where to eat 239, man, with Raphael, Bugsy, Guy. They run something called you guys live in Naples, so they have Sizzle, Sizzle Week. They have to do. I think they do it twice a year. They do it in Naples. I'm pretty sure they do it in Cape, Fort Myers, Naples. They're probably everywhere. But if you want to know where the great food is, go follow Where to Eat 239 on Instagram or anywhere. Yeah, they're killing it. Definitely. They put on this 2 amazing events a year, and then they create dope content around it. But I mean, they just hustle and they create dope content. So
we could go on forever with the small.
There's a couple that I want to shout out.
Keep going.
One of them is biased because they are connected to us, but I want to shout out real quick. I already said Duke Stamina. He does everything, like every category. He does visual art, he does music, he does photography, he does videography. Duke Stamina does amazing things, and he works harder than anyone I know. Jessie Kaysen, if you've heard of her, photographer.
Photography.
Yeah, she's recently started.
Live events.
100% of her income is now from her hustle. So
full-time.
Shout out to her.
Let's go.
Hell yeah,
Absolutely.
no
Shout out to everybody that went full time this year.
Yeah.
She's gonna make me look good next year because I'm definitely hiring her.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I'm a little biased, but I want to shout out Set Life Productions because that
Cool.
I've witnessed firsthand.
December or December?
December.
Okay.
I've witnessed firsthand, dude, because they do the zines. They've been doing the zines this year, every season, to highlight music, art, kind of like what we do with the podcast, just highlighting people that deserve light and all that. They just got a website up a handful of months ago, so they put articles on there regularly.
They do a zine?
Yeah, they do a zine every season. They do website posts all the time, and they host events through Howl. And I think I've heard, I think the number is 36 of events they have already, they're planning to book for 2020. So they've got a whole bunch of events coming up. They're real behind the scenes, and I feel like a lot of people sleep on them, but the people at Set Life kill it.
Dope.
I mean,
they lose a lot of sleep, and I respect the fuck out of it. I mean,
shout out. Artistic Science with the visuals, the lighting. I don't know if you know, but they've done a couple things for like Hippie Circle, but Artistic Science, David and his wife, and their team, they did our Curate Entertainment grand opening at the Hypeman House. I mean, they did all of our sound. I mean, they kill the lighting game. Like, if you ever need any, like, bigger productions, like, you know, but, like, they kill it. So Artistic Science, shout out them, small business hustlers. I wouldn't even say they're small business at this point. They're just fucking.
Yeah, there's medium size.
Yeah, there's big. But I mean, are we missing anyone?
Missing this guy, dude.
Yeah, let's shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Like
he's been killing the art game, especially this year though, dude. You've been popping off.
So you sell your art and all that? Yeah. How has that been as a visual artist to sell that?
I'm a little different because my art style is stencil and spray paint. So a lot of people ask me, they're like, do you sell anything? Because you have like pretty much the same stuff on your table every time. It's because I can reproduce it so quickly. Like if someone orders one of my like animated series Joker paintings, I literally painted one in 5 minutes the other night for an order. Because once I have the stencils made, all I got to do is stencil and spray paint the stencil.
But it's organic because like he's cutting the stencil, he's making it
Yeah, but no, I like it. It's a cool outlet for me, and I'm not a very patient person, so I love just being able to spray paint the stuff like I do.
Yeah. What about Backhouse Publishing?
Oh,
yeah, for sure. Shout out them.
I mean,
absolutely.
They signed. I don't know what the signing stuff is, but XMVIX, Last Minute Customer, Tyler Morrison's affiliated, Casey Park.
Yeah.
I mean.
What can you say?
The vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like big things are coming from that whole group in 2020, you know? From Ike, Sino, Slight.
No doubt. Shout out Sino.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Tay-P. We're not gonna. What's the What's the song? He's done 2 songs this past year.
Mm-hmm.
He had Vacation.
Vacation was a hit.
And then
It's not.
Was it Die Trying?
I think it was with Eddie Rock.
Yeah, with Eddie. I
think it was Die
I think it might have been. No, that was this year because Tay-P jumped on. We did an R&B night early in the year, February, like around Valentine's Day, and Tay-P was there. But shout out Tay-P, man. Yeah,
Tay-P.
Backhouse was
staying low and keeping firing.
And even I would even say Hippie Circle with
for sure.
They've been doing a lot of work with like royalties and publishing and making sure artists get the right business when they get their music, because a lot of artists focus on their art, but I feel like Danny and Camilla, like they really help people focus on like, hey, are you getting your royalties? Are you getting your, the right?
I think you're going to see more of that in 2022, because I know that he wants to be an educator for the younger scene, wants to make sure they're getting their money right, and constant educating. That's what Southwest Florida needs for sure, is more mentors and the infrastructure, because I feel like we've always lacked that in previous years. So it's only just a natural progression in their part of it for sure.
Well, man, it's been fun. I feel like we go for another like 8 hours. But
definitely could.
Yeah, we definitely
But it's been real. Like, it's been fun to talk about 2019. I believe, and I know we all know that 2020 is going to have a lot of opportunity, moments for people to shine, and a lot for our area to grow. And we're just glad that we were able to be a part of 2019. You guys have been really capturing what's going on in the culture, so thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for being fans of the culture and highlighting that stuff and elevating everyone. And Jay, you've been grinding, been a part of it this whole thing, and we're just happy to see all of you guys, whether you're a videographer, producer, artist, visual artist, restaurant, small business owner, or just someone who loves this town. We appreciate you guys being a part of the journey, being a part of the story that is Southwest Florida. And so thank you guys so much. We hope you guys have a Merry fucking Christmas, and a Happy New Year, or a Merry whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Correction.
Yeah, right.
Or just have a good weekend.
Just have a good week with your family.
Yeah,
That's
for
really
sure.
what it is. If you're mad that we didn't mention you, cool.
Just keep grinding. Even if we didn't say your name.
No,
just
not
keep
even
it.
keep grinding. I'm sorry. Like,
Don't DM me. I don't want to hear your music. You just make better music.
Yeah, but either way, shout out to everybody in Southwest Florida who's just creating, who has the bravery to create something.
Absolutely.
Because whether or not we mention you or not, whatever you're doing,
It shouldn't matter.
it's important.
It shouldn't matter.
Whatever
It shouldn't
is,
matter.
It's going to somebody, and sometimes it's not about what you're creating. It's about who hears or sees what you're creating. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, Southwest Florida. Thank you so much. This has been 2019 wrap up with the guys from City of Palms, Southwest Florida. Thank y'all so much. Peace out. Have a good day. Night. Morning. Peace.